So about a week ago, a good friend of mine reached out to me and had reluctantly decided to sell his Halo Mega Blocks collection. And after about 24 hours, myself and actually his wife persuaded him not to because it meant so much to him. But there'd been a couple of flags that had guided him in that direction, and it's a problem that I've seen all over the community at the minute. And, I've been making Halo videos for over 13 years around Mega Bloks toys, and I have bought and sold for at least about 10 years Halo Mega Bloks. Like, I'm very tapped into the market. I know the going rate on, like, if you told me a collectible, I could probably tell you what it's worth off the top of my head. I've been tracking these values for years. And the value of Halo Mega is definitely on the rise. But there's a problem I've seen recently because I quite often get approached by people asking to sell their collection. And a lot of the time, I do buy people's collections in their entirety. I always have one rule when I buy someone's collection that when I do, they have to choose one thing from the haul that they keep for themselves. Maybe it's the first thing they ever bought, maybe it's something that a relative bought for them or that has specific importance or intrinsic value, and they get to keep that as sort of like a memorial to a part of their lives, right? Because I always think it's really important, and this goes for so many things in life. When you have something that means a lot to you, you don't just move on in a snap decision. It's never usually for the best. There's been a lot of times there'll be a lot of times in life where you move on from a hobby, you make that snap decision to sell, whether it's your entire Warhammer 40k Ultramarine collection, whether or not it's your full set of vintage 3DS Pokemon games. There'll be a lot of times in life that you decide to sell up something, a part of, like, you'll materialize dozens and dozens of different collections of your lives. Like, particularly anyone that's in this community, I find that people are born collectors or they're not, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to collect now, you'll want to collect for most of your life. That's how I've been. I've been collecting things all of my lives, of my lives. Oh, I got past lives. I used to collect Yowie Powers and Kinder Bueno toys or Kinder Egg toys. I used to collect Pokemon cards like mad, and there's always something. It's that innate caveman part of our brain that when you gather berries, you're rewarded for your efforts. So it's like collecting things is like positive reinforcement for your monkey brain. But the point of this is that I've seen a lot of people come and go from this hobby, like absolutely endless amounts of people. And this hobby's not forever. A lot of people will move on from this hobby at some point of their lives. But one of the disturbing trends I've always seen with Halo Mega Bloks, particularly, is someone sells up their collection and then they are filled with regret. Because don't get me wrong, right? Like, I have some crazy Halo Mega Bloks collectibles. I have one piece which I'm going to be showing off in a video soon. It's currently in a storage unit, but I have a one of a kind 30,000 piece Mega Bloks Arbiter head, like the head of Repo Morami Arbiter, 30,000 pieces made by Mega Bloks. I was talking to my auntie about it the other day because she came and had a look at the storage unit, and she asked me, why don't you sell this if it's worth a lot of money? And I said, I will never sell this in my life. It's my prized possession unless my children need emergency medical bills, or, I need to be air ambulance somewhere. Like, my house burns down. Like, I won't ever part with these things unless I have to, because no amount of physical wealth could compare to the stories and the legacy behind that Arbiter's head. It's absolutely extraordinary, but it can scale right down. If I've had a couple of times in my life, even like when I was probably about like 20, when I was about 22. I desperately needed money, and I came back to England, and I was going to sell my entire Halo Mega Bloks collection. Now, if I'd sold it in when I was 22, God, I would have sold it in like 2017 or something. I would have sold it for like no money. It would have been tragic. But what I've seen recently is a fairly alarming uptick of people selling up their collections. Also, you'll have to excuse my voice. I've been sick as a dog for the past few days, but I have that itch to make content. Lots more archive videos coming soon, obviously. Um, and I've seen a lot of people recently trying to sell up their collections, which for me is concerning. It's unfortunate, and obviously we could go into why that is. There's no new product, right? A lot of people have the alarm bells ringing that Halo Mega is just totally done now. But I've been saying for a while I don't have any more evidence than you guys do as to the future of Halo Mega, but I find it at this point, just personally, I find it hard to believe that there won't be Halo Mega in the future. I don't know, but I find it hard to believe because Halo Combat Evolved's 25th anniversary is next year. From all the footage we've seen from the Halo Studios announcement in October of last year, Halo Combat Evolved is getting a remake, not a remaster, a remake. It's not confirmed yet, but all the footage would totally indicate that. And all of the leaks and rumors say that Halo is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and PlayStation 6, whatever it is. PlayStation. It's coming to the PlayStation. And if that happens, the fan base will just balloon overnight, because my analogy I always like to use is I've been a Ratchet and Clank fan my entire life. It was one of my first big games that I used to play, but I've not had a PlayStation past the PlayStation 2, so I have never played the new Ratchet and Clank games, and I would desperately love to. And if they brought Ratchet and Clank to Xbox tomorrow, I'd be the first to download and play it all the way through. So you try and apply that logic to just the sheer number of Nintendo and PlayStation fanboys out there and how much they might just take up Halo immediately. So for me, there's a lot of potential in the future for Halo, and with the 25th anniversary next year, I think we're just in stasis right now. I don't know, and don't take my word for it. I don't want to spread false hope, but I also don't want to spread negativity. It's like Halo isn't dead. Our communities aren't dead. And our communities are still very active. Like, all of my social medias are still great. My numbers on YouTube with this archiving series are stronger than ever. So for me, it's not the end. And my concern at the minute is people are selling up their collections. Now, let me make it clear one more time. If you are in financial woes, if you need the money for tuition fees, if you are downsizing your house, if you're having a child, there are tons of reasons to sell up your collection. I won't put it past you at all. Firstly, I only ask that you take one item from it, something that truly means something to you, and save it. But if you do end up selling your collection, that's fine. If you need the money, that's fine. But if you're doing it because you've fallen out of love with Halo, or you've fallen out of love with the brand, or you're moving on to another hobby, just tread lightly, my friend, because so often in life you can make these decisions and regret them. There's an entire generation of people out there that sold their Pokemon card binders when they were children. And that's more because they can see how much they're worth now, or maybe that is because they missed that part of their childhood, they want it back. But there's a few things. I mean, Halo Mega, there's something really innately special about the brand. There's something innately special about this line of toys. And it's like this tangible link to the past, it's nostalgia, right? Nostalgia is a tangible link to the past where things just seemed so much simpler. When you're a child, things just seem so simple. There's no depth to life. There's no extra layers involved. There's no confliction of opinions. It's just a pretty straightforward, narrow quite blissful approach. And Halo Mega, from what I've seen, because like I've seen generations of YouTube commenters, right? I remember because so like I started my YouTube channel in 2011, and then I took a break in 2016 for a couple of years, or 3 or 4 years really. I rebranded to a time travel disco YouTube channel, which is a mouthful in itself. And then I did the revival of the SS Motion into the domain in about March, April of 2020 during lockdowns. And I remember at that time when I restarted that YouTube channel, there was just a flood of messages, an unbelievable amount, just thanking me for being part of people's childhoods, that they were now, young adults or older. And that was very, very special to me. And a similar thing is happening right now. It's quite nostalgic. I mean, it's quite, it's is serendipitous the word? It's beautiful because there's another generation of people coming now that I've started the archive that are genuinely touched by what Halo Mega used to be for them. And that's a really beautiful thing. I've been blown away by the support towards the archive so far, and by the people who've become channel members. You get early access to all the archive videos and a lot more. But I've been so touched by how much these new videos about the archive seem to be touching people's lives. And we are getting really close to having a 100% definitive list of everything. We're going after figure IDs now. We're going after individual figure photos. We're building this archive that will last generations. And I think we're genuinely about to enter like a new era of Halo Mega. At least for now, because hopefully there are new products in the future. But right now, we're in a really exciting time where, for the first time ever, the entire catalog is going to be available to publicly view online. And now I have people who are in my archive chats right now, my personal friends. They're using some of this information to hunt down rare prototypes on a daily basis. And now these videos that are coming out on the domain are going to be every single drop pod ever, every single NMPD set ever, every single Halo 4 set ever, every single Halo Wars, the complete 2009 line. Like, we're going to cover everything in the most beautiful detail. And for me, it's like, if you're not desperate for the money right now, if you just want to sell up because you've fallen out of love with the hobby, my advice is try and fall back in love with the hobby, because you don't need new sets to love this hobby, right? Halo Mega is all about army building. It's all about dioramas. It's all about custom builds. It's all about community. And you don't need new sets to do any of that. And you don't need to be buying 100 sets a year, I mean, times are tough right now. People's wallets are tightening up. That's understandable, as is mine. But if you commit yourself to just like saying, once a month, I buy one old set off eBay, or just one figure, or just build it, make a new display, new black brick built display case, and then once a month, just find a cool, interesting figure off eBay, buy it, add it to the case. Like, it doesn't have to be this, massive amounts of these products releasing every 6 months. And right now, it's like, I've already made my stand. I'm not going anywhere. I just have to see this through to the bitter end, whatever it looks like. So I'm just going to keep on doing this, providing you with videos to keep your enthusiasm high for these products. And then hopefully we play our cards right, and 2026, which seems like a science fiction year, hopefully 2026 is when it all kicks into gear with the Combat Evolved anniversary. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, if I was to give any advice, hold tight. Don't sell up, unless you need to, obviously. But just like revisit why these collectibles were so important to you. Take your prize possession, let's say the 2010 Wraith. Take your 2010 Wraith, break it apart, get the instruction manual, build it again. It's like you don't need to be building something new every single week. Find something new. Find some new angle to this that keeps you going. Find a new way to display your figures and DM me and share your work. Like, join our Discord, link down below. Just enter the Christmas or the Toymation Fest, our yearly Halo animation competition. So go on my channel and look down. You'll see Halo's largest animation contest returns. Get into stop motion animation. Get into toy photography. It's still a great time to be a Halo Mega fan. And I just wanted to make this video because I did find it a bit alarming just how many people are looking to sell up at the minute. And I just think that if you do want to sell up, you have to take a step back and you have to really think about it first, weigh it all up. And if it ends up being the right decision for you, then so be it. But I think for a lot of people, they sell up and then they regret it. And I'm here to say, don't do that, because that's no good. All right, that's about it. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of video, and if you have any questions, ask them down below. If you want to support the channel, go check out the domains Halo Marketplace. Just search that on Google. If I forget to put the link in, but go find domains Halo Marketplace, and you can shop for Halo Mega on my website. And have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I'll be feeling better soon, and got some really, really exciting archive videos, including building the 2010 buildable arbiter, one of the rarest items in the hobby. All right, shout out to you all. Stay awesome, stay safe. Domain out.